What's good, Niner gang? You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior, and today's show presented to you by our good friends at the Fetch Rewards app. You can get 3,000 bonus points by going to chatsports.com/fetch and enter the promo code 49ers. What if I told you that no matter where you go, if you make a purchase, you can scan your receipts and in the process rack up points to get free gift cards? That's what the Fetch Rewards app gives you. We'll tell you more about Fetch coming up here in just a few moments. The stage is set in the second round of the NFL playoffs from the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, and the weather literally going to be frozen with a chance of snow on Saturday for the right to make it into the NFC Championship game. It would be the Niners' second NFC Championship game appearance dating back to 2019, and this is really a playoff renewal of a rivalry that has a long and illustrious history. Packers going into this game as 6-point favorites. That line has jumped up a couple of points over the last day and change. It's the top-seeded Green Bay Packers at 13-4 taking on the red-hot San Francisco 49ers. We'll, of course, be doing a watch party for it here on the channel. Let's break this game down in further detail. We start off with kind of looking at the 49ers injury report. These are really the notable 49ers injuries going into this game on Saturday night. Jimmy Garoppolo dealing with a shoulder sprain. He suffered that in the second quarter against the Dallas Cowboys. That's, of course, big news. He's expected to practice all throughout the week. Nick Bosa and Fred Warner are two of the biggest storylines in divisional playoff round weekend all across the NFL. Nick Bosa currently in concussion protocol after that ugly collision with DJ Jones. Missed that second half because of that concussion. Has to clear concussion protocol. And Fred Warner did tweet that he should be ready to rock and roll on Saturday because of that low ankle sprain. The good news with that, it's not a high right ankle sprain. If that were to be the case, he would probably be out of this game. But if you have Nick Bosa and Fred Warner going up against one of the league's best offenses and the likely MVP in Aaron Rodgers, it is really going to improve the 49ers stock as underdogs going into this game. As for the Packers injury report, two big names on it right now. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur saying on Tuesday that the team is, quote, hopeful that Zadarius Smith, really good edge rusher, hybrid pass rusher and linebacker, and Jair Alexander, who arguably is the best cornerback in the NFL, will play this weekend against the Niners. So both the Packers and the Niners, two of their best defenders, dealing with some injuries this week. You get to this point in the season, every team is banged up. As for my biggest key for San Francisco to pull off the upset against Green Bay and continue to own Aaron Rodgers in the postseason, as Aaron Rodgers has never beat San Francisco in the big dance, the rushing attack is really what it comes down to for the Niners against the Green Bay rushing defense. Now, as far as the Packers' defense and their run defense rankings, one of the worst in the NFL. And that pairs up with the San Francisco 49ers having one of the league's most lethal rushing attacks offensively. Yards per carry for Green Bay, 30th. Defensive DVOA, 28th. Adjusted line yards, 29th. Stuff rate, 31st. Explosive yards allowed and plays allowed, 28th. So San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan, whose forte, whose strength is designing and creating open lanes in the ground game, can exploit a lackluster and weak Packers running defense. As for the explosive play rate for the Green Bay Packers, number 4 against the pass, meaning they don't allow big pass plays downfield, 28th against the run. And as we're about to show you here in a little while, weather is going to play a factor in this game. And what I've been saying for weeks now, why I like San Francisco to potentially make a deep playoff run, when they're playing their best, they can stack up with some of the best teams in the NFL as long as they don't turn the football over. But also what I've harped on is that their playing style and their strengths, physical at both lines of scrimmage, offensive line, as well as generating a pass rush, and their running attack translates to the playoff stylistic football, and it kind of bodes well in the big dance, and it kind of just gives you that advantage this time of year because you're having to play in multiple different elements. Against the Cowboys, you're in an arena. You don't have to worry about it. But then you go on the road and you can still run the football and pass it as well. Now, both teams are built similarly in 2021 going into 2022 as they were in 2019 in the NFC Championship game. That's why I think people are kind of disrespecting San Francisco in this game. If you remember in the 2019 NFC Championship game at Levi's Stadium, Raheem Mostert ran wild, ran for 2 touchdowns, and San Francisco was able to dominate that game at the point of attack. And if this game plays out in a similar style, it all kind of goes in the way of San Francisco. So with that, I want to see and gauge where the audience is at with this game on Saturday night. Predict the score between the Niners and the Green Bay Packers. It is going to be frigid cold. There's a chance of snow earlier on in the day at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I'm not sure if this game is going to be a shootout. And if it's a low-scoring game where it's a time of possession type of feel, that's another reason why I think San Francisco can pull off the upset, because if they can dominate time of possession, you keep the ball away from Aaron Rodgers. So if you feel the same way that I do, let me know in the comment section down below and predict the score of Niners-Packers on Saturday night. Now, as I mentioned to you earlier, today's show is presented to you by Fetch Rewards. This app has really been a game changer for me for a multitude of reasons. What if I told you that you can make a purchase at any store, literally a big retail store or a mom and pop shop, and all you have to do with your phone, as evidenced by the video that we're showing you to my right, you scan your receipt, and then over time you're able to rack up bonus points by scanning your receipts, and by compiling all those bonus points, that then leads to you getting rewards and free gift cards to places like Target, Starbucks, Amazon. This app is absolutely phenomenal, and you can download it by going to chatsports.com/fetch. And if you enter the promo code 49ers, you get 3,000 bonus points to start off. Earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant and redeem those points for gift cards and other rewards. You can download this on the iPhone Store, Apple Store, as well as the Google Play Store. It's available on multiple different platforms. You have to plug in that link down below, though, to get those 3,000 bonus points. It's chatsports.com/fetch. Enter the promo code 49ers. I'm going to put that link in the comment section as well as the description of this video. I've been using this app for a really long time, and I see some people in the comment section during our live show saying, man, I've been using this app and I've been able to get free gift cards to places like Amazon. We ain't messing around. We do it for the people. We're a channel of the people. We're a channel of San Francisco, and we're hooking you up once again thanks to Fetch Rewards. All right, some more talking points going into Saturday night. A lot of people are going to say, but Chase, Green Bay beat San Francisco in Week 3. They have the edge over the Niners in this game as well. This is a completely different Niners team from that juncture of the season up to this point. And there are a couple reasons for that. The offense has become more consistent, and the defense has had a massive turnaround under defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans, and they become one of the best defenses in the league. In Week 3, if you remember, the 49ers cornerback play was so suspect, and the technique was awful. Niners had 4 pass interference calls for a total of 116 yards. Yet they still only lost by 2, and Aaron Rodgers had to lead the Packers down the field in the final seconds for that long Mason Crosby field goal at the end of regulation. And the 49ers defense has vastly improved, as I mentioned, both in the secondary, Ambry Thomas, K'Wan Williams, Emmanuel Mosley, Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward, but the pass rush has gotten a lot better as well, especially with that NASCAR package of Eric Armstead moving inside. So too with Arden Key, and we know what Nick Bosa is going to give you coming off the edge as well. The 49ers defense can win the game by getting consistent pass rush on Aaron Rodgers. Any quarterback out there, whether it's Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana even back in the day, you pressure them and they start to feel that heat. Their eyes go from going through their progressions and their reads to then feeling that pass rush. Then their eyes dip down, and they're just not the same quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers has all day to throw to survey the field, he's going to pick apart this Niners defense. He's going to pick apart any Niners defense. But if the Niners defensive front and those blitz packages can get home, they can win this game and cause a lot of havoc. Here's another big storyline we're following going into this game. Special teams could truly decide this football game. Now, in coverage, punt return, as well as in kick returns, the 49ers special teams unit has been one of the worst in the NFL this year, and I think Richard Hightower, special teams coordinator, is going to be on the hot seat. And this is something that Kyle Shanahan has talked about this week and all throughout this year. We saw it almost bite the 49ers in the ass against the Cowboys. That fake punt was awful, and the kick return coverage, and punt return coverage wasn't good either. But Kyle Shanahan on the special teams unit saying this: my number one goal is to not lose on special teams. It means I'm not just going into games trying to dictate the flow of games through fakes, I usually want to depend on the offense, but special teams, the starting point is to not lose it, to not turn the football over, to make sure we get the ball back. So that's not just because of now. Now, in addition to the special teams units being bad, on the other side of that, how about what Robbie Gould has been able to do for the 49ers in the playoff runs back in 2019 and this year against Dallas, but his entire career? Robbie Gould has been playoff gold all throughout his career, and he's been getting it done for a really long time. He has not missed a field goal in his playoff run as a kicker in the NFL. 2006 with the Bears, he went a perfect 6 of 6. 2016 with the New York Giants, a perfect 2 of 2. 2019 en route to that Super Bowl loss against the Chiefs, a perfect 7 of 7. And on Sunday against Dallas, 3 of 3. 2 field goals of 50-plus yards. Let's hope that I didn't give him the announcer jinx, and let's hope that Robbie Gould can continue to be playoff gold for the Scarlet, Red, and Gold. I alluded to that weather forecast earlier on. It is going to be extremely bitter and extremely cold. Now, prior to joining Chat Sports, I was a local news reporter covering sports and news, and anytime there was a snowstorm, we know local news stations just love to blow that shit up, and they're like, you know what? Get on the side of the road and talk about this snowstorm. So I'm going to talk about the weather right now. The weather from Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, in Green Bay, Wisconsin on Saturday night for the second round of the NFL playoffs is indeed going to be very, very cold, folks. A high of 21 degrees, a low of 7. There's a 50% chance of snow all throughout the day. Now, those snow showers could hit that area early on in the day and not actually during the game. But this is why the Niners' running attack is so pivotal in this game, and that's why the matchup kind of leans towards San Francisco in the ground game going up against a porous Packers run defense. So before we get out of here, let me know who you got. Your opportunity to get those predictions in, and if we're wrong, we can all eat the crow together. I'm riding with the Niner gang and typing in SF. Who do you got? Type SF for the San Francisco 49ers, GB for the Green Bay Packers. Get your predictions in the comment section right now.